Good evening. Welcome back to Expert Insights. I'm your host, Raju Mandhyan. On our second segment of tonight's show, Leading Peace, we are now going to talk about leading entrepreneurship with an English gentleman who's made Philippines his home for the last 14 years and does management training in the Philippines. Our guest tonight, Tim Bennet from England. Tim, welcome to Expert Insights.
Hi, it's good to be here.
So tell us a bit about being in the Philippines. How is it nice? What's fun about being in the Philippines?
Well, other than the normal, beautiful islands and
beautiful people,
and everything like that, the Philippines, I think, offers a freedom that a lot of other countries don't offer.
Really? Describe it.
Well, one of my definitions of success is freedom. And I think this is a country where you can do a lot that you want to do without the restrictions like we have in England. England is very controlled.
Mm-hmm.
But I find the Philippines is very relaxed. It's a nice place to be and do business without the strict regulations that we have.
Mm-hmm. Some people like strict regulations. Some people, like you, don't like them. So which is the right way to go? Good, firm laws or kind of loose laws? Which do you prefer? You're talking about laws, right? You're talking about that kind of freedom.
Not just laws freedom, but just freedom in business as well. Like when I first came to the Philippines, people embraced me. And I was able to do business here very quickly and very easily.
Oh, all right.
And there was a very nice sharing of knowledge and everything that I found that I didn't have in England. It was very closed door in England.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that part where people share, open up, accept and accommodate you very quickly. So no matter the color of your skin, or in your case, the length of your hair.
Absolutely.
Doesn't really matter, no? Fantastic. So tell us a bit about the hair. Sorry.
Well, the hair, it started off as a rebellious declaration to my father, and it eventually became my trademark, and it just stayed. I've had it since I was 28.
What does Daddy think of it now?
I don't know. I don't actually speak too much. But
well, it's Father's Day coming up, so
it is indeed.
You might want to clip it off for him.
Well,
no?
my parents are in England, and we don't have huge contact, but they're still around.
But they're still around.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So it's how many years old is that long tail? Can you give a glimpse of it? There we go. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Can you catch that quickly? Yeah. There you go. Oh, no, it's not caught yet. Not caught yet. All right, the camera is busy. Okay, so next time we'll catch it. No?
Okay.
So tell us about the work you do, Tim, and tell us about Argon Management Training.
Well, Argon Management Training started from a desire from me and my business partner to share our knowledge and our talents in taking life into your own hands. And, I left school at 16 years old. I was really unqualified to join corporate world. School failed me, and I failed school.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
And it was good.
Yeah,
and I didn't realize at the time, but it was actually the greatest gift that could ever been given to me.
Right.
And at 16, I had to take my own life into my own hands, and I got hungry, and that was a great motivator to create cash.
Yeah.
So I did lots of menial jobs, and I went to play.
This is still in England, yeah?
This was in England.
Yeah.
And I had a desire inside of me to excel.
Right.
And it took a long time for me to actually find what it was that I wanted to do. But when I did and embraced who I was and what I wanted to do and work with my passions and things, I really started to enjoy life, and the money started to flow in. So, globally, not just in the Philippines, but globally, people are struggling to get jobs and earn good incomes.
To make a living, yeah.
And to make a living.
Yeah.
And, one of the solutions that I had was creating your own employment, creating your own jobs, creating your own money.
Yeah.
So I was enjoying life so much that I wanted to share that with other people.
Yeah.
And I really feel that entrepreneurship is a solution to many people that can't get their own jobs.
Especially in countries like ours, because jobs pay you just that much, no?
Absolutely.
So let's go back to the statement you made about hunger, about discovering your hunger and embracing who you are, rather than going to school and being formatted as per the school's curriculum and culture. How do people who go to school, what was the process, or what was that aha moment and you said, okay, this hunger drives me and this hunger embraces me? When did you discover it, or when do you come about it?
Wow, good question.
Yeah, I mean, really, I ask good questions.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't go to school.
Yeah.
I think it's very important that you get education.
Yeah.
But the world wasn't offering, it wasn't satisfying me inside, and I was doing work, and I didn't really feel good about it. There was something missing.
Yeah.
And I think for Tim Bennet, he really wanted to be in charge of his own life. And I discovered that early on in my life, like, I don't know, 12 to 15 years old. I liked doing things my way and taking control of my own life.
Yeah.
And really, as soon as I left school, you know, in the English culture at 16 years old, not only did I leave school, but I also left home.
It was a terrible thing to do.
Maybe.
I would assume so, because India, where I come from, has a similar culture. It doesn't have exactly the same culture, but dropping school, dropping home, and just, you know, taking your rucksack and leaving home, that was considered rebellious, really. So
yeah. Well, it was kind of scary, you know, and being scared sometimes is some of the best positions to be in, because you're doing something new and you're going to experience and go to new places.
Right.
And I think being an entrepreneur really is about being prepared to do things that other people won't do and go places that other people won't go. And of course you get the rewards that other people don't get because of it. And you know, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. Some people excel in jobs.
Yeah.
And I think if that's who you are, then fantastic. If you found your niche in a job, brilliant. But for those people who don't know, you know, they can't get a job, they don't have the income, they don't know what to do, but they have that passion inside them.
Yeah.
They feel they need to do something for themselves. Then
follow that.
Follow that.
I have so many questions. This is brilliant. I like it. I think you and me, we resonate. That's what they call it. So, now 2 questions on my mind. How successful are you from the perspective of the material world? You know, I'm not talking spiritual, emotional, social, familial, nothing. But in terms of business, how successful are you? You don't have to tell me how much money you have. How successful are you, and how do you transfer the technology that you have acquired to others? 2 questions.
How successful am I? Well, that's how do you define success? But in physical, materialistic possessions and things like that, I actually have a very nice lifestyle.
Okay.
I own condominiums. The company's just bought 6,000 square meters of land in Palawan, and we're going to build a training center on it this coming year.
No kidding.
Well, I love Palawan.
Palawan.
Palawan. Okay. I love being there. I love the beach life.
Yeah.
And I can now combine. That's what I love about entrepreneurship, is that you can combine your passions with
your hobby,
business creating and opportunities,
your
and merge the two together.
Your play and your progress.
Entrepreneurship is about living your dreams.
Fantastic.
And combining the
6,000 square meters by the beach in Palawan. Do I get a training room there?
Of course you can.
Yeah? So, okay, so you acquired substantial material gains, and you're happy with it, and you're not afraid of the future or your past, no? And you're quite settled down. Now, how do you transfer what you have learned, what you're practicing, to hundreds of others, thousands of others, to more people? I'm assuming here that you want to spread the good word.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, of course. Well, the way I personally do it is through programs. And most of my programs right now are online programs. But in order to transfer the knowledge, you need to have an audience who want to learn. So first of all, you've got to find that audience.
They have to have a certain willingness of their own. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can talk to people, but if they're closed door, you're not getting in. So they have to be in the position where they want the information. And you know, one of the ways I find them is all the social networkings, and you know, we meet people at events, and building relationships with those people, I think, is a very important aspect of the sharing of knowledge.
Okay, okay. So you're saying before you download technology, you need to have trust. That means there must be a conduit.
Yeah.
Yeah? Something that must flow from one side to another.
Yeah.
And you get them through the social network. So is there a specific module or a framework which you do, step 1, step 2, step 4? Is there something that you can describe? Yeah.
Absolutely. In fact, I have a 30-day challenge, which I'm just about to release the 2nd version of it.
Yeah.
And that is a step-by-step program, which is actually a free program. So what I like to do is I want people to experience who Tim Bennet is before they have to start paying for anything. I want them to get to know me, I want them to get to know my methods. So
This is amazing, yeah.
I share this program for free, and it's a world-class, in-depth, step-by-step program. It's all done online by, you know, video conferencing and stuff.
So you don't have one of those rah-rah seminars, and you don't wear golden shoes or drive a golden car, none of that stuff. You're just sitting at home in your Puruntung shorts and your mic and your mouse.
Yeah.
That's it.
But I mean, I do conferences and seminars on a fairly regular basis.
Not often. That's not your first.
Maybe once a
method,
month. And they're all small events. I like small groups to deal with, because you get much more intimate with people and you can really focus on their problems.
So this 30-day 30-day interaction with him online, totally virtual, no? Not totally virtual, maybe part of it is really physical.
Yeah.
How much does it cost? When does it start? What do you get out of it?
It's actually a free program.
Oh, and then so how do you make a living if you're giving away stuff for free?
Well, the free program is an introductory to Tim Bennet. So, you know, there's a lot of people come to me and say, I want to do your programs, or I want to do programs, but I don't have the money to get started. Well, this program is your entry level. You don't need money to get started.
Brilliant. Okay.
So it's a 30-day program. If you follow the program, you will start to get some kind of results. You know, it's not going to be a huge amount of money overnight, because success is
it's a step-by-step
long process. You know,
an English friend of mine once said, "An inch by inch, it's a cinch. A yard by yard, it's very hard." So you go inch by inch. Yeah, it's really nice one. Yeah,
I totally agree with that. Yeah. So by the end of the 30-day program, you will be hopefully in a position where you can start to invest more time, more money. And if you wish to do that with me, then
fine.
I'm your man.
Otherwise, you've just touched their lives and they're flying away as butterflies too.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So books, training seminars, what else do you want to tell me about this wonderful thing? How much impact have you done in society? How many people have benefited from Tim Bennet? That's a nice name, Tim Bennet. Benefits from Tim Bennet.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that too. There's a ring to it, you know.
The exact numbers I don't know, but you know, we've been running 6 years, and I focus, as I said, very much on smaller groups. But we've reached a lot of people, and a lot of people have started new companies and gone to different countries and just opened up the world of possibilities to themselves. We hold seminars on a fairly regular basis. We're having a big international conference at the end of this year.
Yeah, we'll talk about that 12-12-12. Yeah.
You know, but I think my role in the training is to really help people realize that there is a hope, that even if they don't have cash, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
And that by using your natural talent,
God-given talent.
Okay.
Well, I don't use the word too often. Okay, I let it slip by today. But natural talent. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we all have hobbies. We all have passions. We all wake up in the morning and go, oh, I like this thing.
Right.
Well, you take that thing and turn it into a money-making business. So you're not just sat there enjoying it, but you're actually creating revenue as well.
Any success story that you want to share of the lives that you've touched? I know there's a young girl sitting here, and she runs a little black shop, did you say? So any success story that you want to say, man, I touched the life of this human being, and that guy is bigger than I am today. Did that ever happen?
Well, I have students from the past. I remember one of my students, a guy called Trevor, he's actually an English guy.
I knew Trevor Howard.
That's right.
I know him,
You know Trevor. He came in as one of my students
He did, really? I knew him 15 years ago.
Yeah?
Yeah. 12 years ago, yeah.
And he was in one of those positions in life where he's quite successful.
Yeah.
But he's at a crossroads and he didn't know where to go. He came in and did a program with me. And I remember him walking in and saying, I have a really huge problem and I don't know what to do. And he laid like 10 envelopes under the table.
Right.
And he said, no matter which envelope I open, they're all over 10 million peso contracts.
No kidding.
And his problem was he didn't know which one to do.
Right.
And
so
I
he
said,
could only do one, though. Yeah.
Yeah, he could only do one. I said, if it doesn't matter, then just pick one and do it.
Yeah.
So he literally just picked one up, and he's now in the Middle East.
Right.
Doing that.
Fantastic. So this was so many years ago, 12 years ago?
No, this was only 5 years ago, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I knew him 12 years ago. Yeah, that's correct. Fantastic.
So they're the kind of good stories I like, where you physically alter the direction of someone's life for the better. And then there's lots of smaller people that...
Any other smaller cases, flower shop, sari store, 7-Eleven, successes, kind of a success?
Yeah, there's lots of students who have come in and started their own businesses from it. Okay. And that's what my training is about. It's not about you selling my products. It's about you starting your business with your talents and your products. I just give the training.
So across the world, are there any role models that you follow, Tim? There's somebody who inspires you and says, every time I need a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of, tipping my personal life balance, is there somebody you look up to, any hero, any leader in the world?
Yep. Well, I have my own mentors.
Yeah.
And I think this is a big part of success.
Yeah.
My life really started to change for the better when I started getting training. And those trainers are the ones that I really admire. But you
Uh-huh.
know, some of my early day heroes, like Richard Branson.
Right, Virgin Atlantic.
Yeah, and he was actually one of the reasons why I called the company Argon. It was his concept of why he called Virgin Virgin.
Yeah, what was his concept?
Well, it was really, he said, he was asked, I think it was Oprah Winfrey that was actually doing the interview with him, and
Right. She was here last week. She was sitting right by me. Yeah, she was.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And she asked him, why did you call it Virgin? And he said it was just a word that could be branded that really meant nothing. And you could do Virgin Music, Virgin Airways, Virgin TV,
Right,
Virgin
right,
this. And I thought, that's a really cool idea. I like the concept of that. And at the time, I was based in laser technology. And all the companies around me were laser creations, laser fantasy, laser magic, laser something. And I felt it really boxed you into laser. So I called the company Argon because argon is the gas that's used to create lasers in the older days.
Right, right,
so
right. So it's a latent gas. It's a basic form of gas, argon.
Yes, it's one of the noble family of gases, and it's a completely inert gas until you whack electricity through it.
Long ago, I saw a movie called Argo Man. Argo Man. Was that's not part of that?
No,
okay.
I wish.
So tell us about 12, 12, 12 then.
Well, 12, 12, 12 is going to be a lot of fun.
Let me just announce it. 12, 12, 12 is an event that he's running and at December 12th. That's it. So tell us a bit more about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's December 12 of 2012, and it's the last of the 12, 12, 12. There's no 13, 13, 13.
Right. I hope there's no 13, 13, 13. Yeah.
So I decided to put together an international conference, and we have 5 or 6 speakers coming from the States, 2 coming from Australia, and we have some local speakers as well.
Wow.
And it's going to be a 2-day event at Enchanted Kingdom. They have a really fantastic facility
Santa
there.
Laguna. Yeah. Yeah.
And we're going to start at 9 o'clock in the morning and go all the way through to 4 a.m. So that we can broadcast live
everywhere in the world.
To America, especially.
Oh, really? Really? So who are the biggest stars there, speakers? What are they talking about?
Willie Crawford is going to be there.
Who's that?
Willie Crawford is, they call him the grandfather of the internet. He's been online for about 20, 25 years.
Okay.
He's an internet marketer, multimillionaire. He has 1.5 million people in his mailing list.
Wow.
And he's going to be there. Lots of internet marketers, because we're really talking about using the internet as a medium for entrepreneurs to accelerate their growth.
Yeah. And
Gina Gaudio-Graves, who's my mentor.
Yeah.
And who else? I think you're going to be there, no?
I'm going to be there too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be sweeping the floor.
Yeah, John Caleb will be there from the local, Joey Reyes.
Yeah.
Anton Diaz will be there.
Anton Diaz, I know him. The world Nike guy, the Fort Bonifacio guy.
Awesome
Planet guy. That's him. Yeah. I was thinking of Our Planet. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's about 13 or 14 speakers at the moment, and it's growing. We're hoping to be broadcasting from 12 different countries as well.
Wow.
At the moment.
Wow,
so we're trying to set up teams at the moment, and
wow.
It's going to be a very dynamic, very powerful, very unique conference.
Besides 12, 12, 12, is there anything else you're calling it?
12 around the world.
12 around the world. That's the other tagline around it. Fantastic, Tim. We're about to wrap up the show. We've got 3 minutes to go. I'd like you to give us 5 tips on how to take our businesses online rapidly. Yeah? You just said take your businesses to the internet. So I'd like you to give 5 tips to the audience, business people out there. Do this to get online, and then give us a picture of your future after that. 2 questions. That's it.
Wow. 5 tips. Number
5
one.
Tips, yeah.
Number 1, find your passion in life.
Find your passion in life. Fantastic. Okay. Well, I did this before in another show, and somebody said write it down, write it down, write it down until you like what you write. So what's your technique on that?
Maybe just find the things that you like doing.
Something
what is it that makes your hair stand up on your arms? What it makes you go? What is it you'd stay up awake till 3 o'clock in the morning for?
Bungee jumping.
What would you do every day, even if you weren't paid?
Lots of coffee. Yeah, okay, I'm kidding you.
Those kind of things, the things that make you go, I want to do this.
Yeah.
So that's find your passion. Number 2, find a problem in your area that's involved with that.
In your panahon, in your society.
In that passion.
Yeah.
And then create a product that solves that problem.
Correct, correct.
Network like crazy.
Okay.
And get a mentor.
Get a mentor. That's a tough one, the last one.
Yeah.
To get a good mentor. To get a good partner is a challenge. So
Very
let
much.
me repeat. Find your passion. That means something that excites your heart and mind. Yeah? Your intellectual and your emotional side.
Yeah.
let's go, I want to do this, I like to do this, I'll do it for free.
Yeah.
That's one. Find a problem it solves.
Yeah.
That means something it does for society.
Correct.
Something it does for the market, something it does for human needs. Two, number three is
create a
product.
Yeah.
That means find a solution, create the bridge between you and the need in the market.
Correct.
So it could be a Fruit Loop, it could be a fruit cake.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the fourth one is market like crazy. Stand on the street corner and say, I'm Tim Bennet, buy from me, any
Yeah.
which way. I mean,
Anything.
that's,
Yeah.
that's a
Anything you can
metaphor
do.
for it. And the last one is get somebody to guide you.
Yeah.
Get somebody to hold your hand. So
Yeah.
5 steps. Fantastic, Tim. That's lovely. I like it, and I hope people like it too. So people, if you're watching, Tim Bennet is the man, and he can be found on www.argonet.com. That's correct?
That's correct.
Yeah? So Tim, what's the future for you? What do you want to do with you and the Philippines? Do you want to live here, die here, or grow here?
Wow.
choose one.
Yeah. No, I like the Philippines. It's now my home. I've been here nearly 14 years. I don't
Yeah.
see me leaving soon.
Yeah.
We're setting up the training center and a home in Busuanga Island. I think there'll be a little hole in the corner
Yeah.
for the moment when I do die.
Right.
But no, I see myself creating more business here, enjoying Philippines much more, and sharing the talents.
I recommend a name for your child. Your first boy, Tim Tim.
Oh yeah, I already
Tim
have
Tim.
one.
Oh, you already have one? What's his
Yeah.
name? Ben. Tim, thank you very much
Federico.
for being on
Yeah.
Expat Insights. It's been a pleasure. And
Thank you.
You want to say anything if I forgot to ask you anything? Otherwise, it's wonderful.
Yep. Follow your passion. You know, embrace the abundance of life. Embrace the majestic, wonderful things of life, and your life will be abundant and wonderful.
And you can now show your tail.
Oh yes, no.
This has been around for 21 years.
21 years.
This
Yeah.
is his rebel yell. So that's it. Thank you so much. Okay,
Thank you.
adios. Good luck.
Yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen, that was Tim Bennet talking about leading in entrepreneurship. And you can watch his show December 12, 2012. I'm Raju Mandhyan, your host for the night, Expat Insights. I'll see you next Sunday. In the meanwhile, good luck, God bless, and have a great week. Mabuhay.